7 o'clock, I call this meeting to order. Would you all please join me in salute the flag of our country?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. As a reminder to the viewing public, the call-in number for tonight's meeting is 930-8189. 930-8189. Item 3 on our agenda, roll call. Please show Doug absent. James? Item 4 on the agenda, the acceptance of the September 4th minutes of our meeting.
Make a motion we accept them as presented.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the written minutes of our September 4th meeting. Any discussion? Here now I'll call for a vote. All those in favor? 4-0. Item 5, acceptance of agenda. Motion there.
No 11th hour.
No
items,
11th hour?
But we do need the executive sessions.
Okay.
I make a motion that we accept the agenda as amended.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the agenda as amended. Any discussion? All those in favor? I'll now take a motion to go from a regular agenda to a public hearing for liquor licenses for Captain A.V. Nichols Inn and the Coastal Cafe.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to go from our regular agenda to a public hearing on discussion of a liquor license for Captain A.V. Nichols Inn and the Coastal Cafe. Any discussion? All those in favor? We're now at public hearing.
One's a renewal, one's new. On the renewal for Captain Nichols, there's no complaints, no issues, and the chief is actually chiming in, and no issues with either business. So he's reporting on both of them, and as does the town, no issues with either side. We recommend both.
That's under same management, right? As it has been?
AV?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Anyone from the general public like to speak at this time?
It's your chance to advertise
That's
for
me.
yourself.
We are in the process of expanding our current location and ability to do the things that we do where we're at. We're moving over to the old Brick House restaurant. We'd like to provide some alcohol and some liquor, more for restaurant purposes, pushing more towards food and drink, and people to come out and have a good time. We've done pretty well over the last 5 years, and we're excited to move on to a new chapter there. So, grand opening October 4th.
Okay.
So, we look forward to seeing you guys.
Good luck. Now, are you going to take up both spaces, or are you actually moving?
We're actually moving.
So you won't be at the old brick house
That's
space
correct.
anymore?
Okay. We've been leasing that space, and we've purchased the
I
brick
see.
house.
Oh, congratulations.
So we are moving over to that.
And we'll still be in and out of the old space for the next few months as we run out our lease and clean it up and get it ready for the
Yeah.
next tenants. But all operations will be moving next door. We'll have table service, we'll have all those things that we wanted to have. Air conditioning,
Burgers?
burgers, fries.
Is the space at Coastal Coffee larger than the space at the
It's-
brick
It's a
house?
little bit, but it's not as well laid out. We spent the last 10 months building out the brick house to exactly what we want, exactly what we need.
And
So
it's
we'll be able to do
really
a lot more
efficient.
there.
We've moved everything around. We've built false walls. We've put everything into a point where we think it really
It's gonna flow very
maximize
well.
the space as much as we could.
And we will have 15 more seats than we did,
Oh,
more space. So
good.
we'll have
Well,
a
good
lot
luck.
more capacity. capacity for
Yeah,
large
thank you.
tables.
Wish you the best of luck.
Any other discussion on the application before us?
I have none.
Then I'll entertain a motion then to go from our public hearing back to our regular agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to go from a public hearing back to our regular agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor? Item 7. Any decisions coming from that public hearing? Do I hear any motions?
I make a motion that we, can I put both in the same?
Yeah.
Yeah, I make a motion that we renew the Captain A.V. Nichols liquor license, and that we grant a liquor license to Coastal Cafe.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to renew the liquor license for Captain A.V. Nichols Inn and the new license for Coastal Cafe. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor?
Awesome.
You have your license.
That was easy. Thank you.
With that, we're gonna go home and go to bed. We got down there at 6 o'clock this morning,
I'll be
and
there
we'll
at
be
4 a.m.
back at
tomorrow.
4 o'clock tomorrow.
One more hurdle overcome.
That's
right?
right. Thank you.
Good luck.
We'll sign this tonight, and you'll be able to pick it up
In the morning,
in
yeah.
the morning.
No problem. We're not planning on rolling out for a week or two.
Yeah, it'll be a
We're
week
gonna
or
deal with what
so.
we do now for now.
This week is all about learning how to do the things we're already doing in the new place, and then we'll start pushing on it next week.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
Now on our agenda, item 8 is open to the public. Anyone from the public wish to speak at this time?
I have a question.
Yep.
Joni Hill. I've heard through the grapevine, and I don't know if this is where to start or not, but I've heard through the grapevine that possible town water will be going around Old County Road, or possibly even Mount Ethan Road. And I would
I
like to know if we can
don't know anything about.
look into it coming up on Buck Road.
Yeah, I haven't been told about any plans for expansion, but I've certainly supported the Brock Road extension. I've had discussions with Herb about it, and the fact that in such a close proximity to the end of the line, there's such a great need that it just makes sense to try to, even though it's only, maybe a few families, those families are in desperate need. So I hadn't heard about an expansion, but I would urge our support of it. If they're thinking about the next expansion, I think it needs to go at least that 1 mile up Brock Road before it goes anyplace else.
Does it end at that intersection right now
It's at
of
Stover's.
Old County? And
Yeah,
It's at
it's at
Stover's, so
Stover's.
it's this side of Old County Road.
Yeah.
But it needs to come a little further.
Yeah, they capture a lot more just by going a short distance up the Brock Road. They would capture more users than they would going around the Old County Road, for sure. And I don't believe it goes very far. It goes up the Mount Ephraim Road to the top of the hill on the 25, and that's it. But to connect it, I don't think they have a plan right now. But a lot of times the grapevine is rooted in some truth. So I will ask her, and if you can give me a call tomorrow, I'll have an answer.
That's all I needed.
Okay. Anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 9, under new business. Auditing contract.
Yeah, it's that time of year that the audit is, we sign our contract for the audit to be done in a few months, and I just need authorization from the Board of Selectmen for me to sign that.
Go through the town manager request. What is your wish, board?
I make a motion we authorize the town manager to sign the contract.
I'll second that.
Motion made and seconded to authorize the town manager to sign the contract with our auditors. Any discussion? All those in favor? B, quit claim deed.
Yeah, I got a request from Lee Woodard's office. They were actually doing a title search, trying to clear a title for property here in Searsport. And I love their terminology. I've heard about old liens and liens that are in the past, but they actually describe these as ancient liens. And it's kind of scary when I think they're just a little bit older than I am, so maybe I'm ancient. But there are 3 liens put on by the town of Searsport on this property, and through our records we have no need to continue them, and they're requesting a quitclaim deed, and it does require your vote and your signature.
I don't like the idea of ancient women. I was alive during all those years.
I got 2 out of 3, Mark.
Do you? Quit bragging.
Yeah, this is all one property?
It's my understanding. Yep. Map 5, lot 57.
So somebody's done the research and found out that the
Yep.
liens were satisfied.
Yep.
Take a look at these. You want to take a look at this? Oh.
Speaking of deeds, how's that under deed coming along? Done. Okay.
Apparently this has had 3 owners. Is that? Or it does have 3 owners?
There were, well, three liens, two owners.
Okay.
Well, I guess you're correct. 3 owners currently, 2 prior owners.
Utah, Iowa, and Nevada.
Yeah, kind of strange.
It's a camp lot, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Do we still have the 180-day restrictions up there, or did we remove those?
I think there's a remote.
They were, I thought they were removed.
Harold? I'm good. I'm just gonna sign it if you guys pass it.
Yeah, okay.
You better not sign it till we might not pass it.
Yeah.
We don't know that.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, you've,
What line would I sign on this one here, right? Yeah, second line. Probably above this line.
You want a
That's your
motion?
top, that's you in the top,
Yep, for change.
and I would be,
As well.
we'll get, this all one line to sign.
I
okay,
make-
board, you've looked over the quitclaim deeds. What's your wish?
I make a motion that we satisfy those remove those restrictions and sign a quitclaim deed to the present owners.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to sign a quitclaim deed. Any discussion? All those in favor? Item C on a new business, Maine Municipal Convention Annual Business Meeting Representative. What do we have there, James?
Yeah, during the Maine Municipal Conference, which is coming up in October 3rd, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, I believe, the annual meeting for Maine Municipals held, and we always designate someone to be our voting member if any business comes before. I have their agenda. It doesn't look like there's any new business coming forward, but you never know, something comes from the floor. So we do need to designate someone, and if anyone here is attending, I certainly would defer to them being Searsport's designee, and if not, I will certainly do it.
Who's missing tonight? I nominate Doug. Are we done with this?
Yeah, I believe so, Mark, yeah. As I told James this afternoon, I plan to go over, I think it's the second day. But I don't know, just
What are the dates on it? Second, third, and fourth?
second, third, and fourth, I think it is. What I normally do before I go, or if I go, I look at what's being offered and try to go the day that has the most things I think would be beneficial. And I believe it's the second day that
Yeah.
I thought I'd. Are you going over as
I'll
town
go
manager
over.
sometime, James?
I'll go over.
Okay. I hear a motion then?
You look for a name?
I make a motion that James act as our representative at the MMA annual business meeting.
Second.
Motion made and seconded for the town manager to be a representative to Maine Municipal Convention. Any discussion? All those in favor? Congratulations, James.
I was looking forward to it.
Yeah. New business D, police cruiser replacement.
Yeah, the chief talked about this in workshop, and the fact that our current 2013 cruiser is starting to nickel and dime us, as it has over 122,000 miles on it. This should be something that we consider to fund for replacement. At this point, I think it's worthy of a discussion, but we may need to table it. The accounts that we would use for replacement would include the cruiser account, which I miscalculated in our last meeting because I happened to be looking at the 2014 audit, not the 2017 audit, and I apologize for that. That account has $5,013.20. The forfeiture account has $1,672, and the reimbursement account, the officer reimbursement account, has $18,000. It's extremely close.
It was 23,
I asked the chief; he's been in contact. 25,322.
25-3.
I mean, if we wanted to authorize an expenditure that included something from his budget, but I haven't even talked to him about that. I didn't talk to him today about this being in front of you even. I would recommend a tabling until we can maybe find out if there's a money remaining in his budget or what we can do, because we're, with those three accounts combined, we're just shy of being able to make the purchase.
So we'd have to have a special town meeting, right?
If we wanted to purchase the cruiser as a one-off, we'd have to advertise and have a special town meeting. But there could be some other funding that could be, like say, from the operating budget or from the
Can
fire
we table
department.
this for the next meeting?
Yeah, I think a tabling motion is in order till we get it figured out.
Okay, for our next meeting.
Yeah.
Okay. Have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we table the police cruiser replacement discussion until the next regular selectmen's meeting.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to postpone the police cruiser replacement until our next regular meeting. Any discussion? All those in favor? You in favor, Dick?
Yep.
Alright. E, transfer station fees.
Yeah, we basically had our workshop to talk trash, and it got a lot of other stuff done at the same time. But I believe from the consensus, the only increase was to the
Tires,
yeah, the tires going up to $2, and it seems like from Bob's input that's okay, and that's the changing the table, not changing the bag fee, but just changing the table for the time being.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we change the tire disposal fee from $1 to $2 per tire.
Do I have a second?
Yep.
Motion made and seconded to change the charge fee from $1 to $2 just for tires. Any discussion?
Is that going to be it?
That's all we're talking about, is that one item?
Mm-hmm.
We're in the discussion phase, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I've given you each a copy of Belfast. I went over there today because I've been hearing the difference on the 30-gallon bags, difference in price. They went up to $3 a while ago. We're still at $1. The tire fee per tire, if it's over 16.5 inches, it's $5 per tire. We're just going from 1 to 2 now. Their smaller tires are $3. Materials accepted talks about the tires. I really think we should take a serious look, probably two of us, and I'd really rather not be involved in it, but I will if I have to, and go over this and see what is going on between the two towns, what works for them. She did suggest if we were gonna go with number 2s on the plastics, that right now is $500 a ton. That's the only thing that's really working for them over there.
The plastic recycling, they're getting 500 a ton.
500 a ton, and we give Searsport stuff. We don't. We go in the hopper with it.
Well,
Did she indicate to you how much a ton actually is? I mean, we know what a ton weighs, but what does that equal in plastic? Because it's pretty light.
it's got to be a
I
pretty
don't
big
know.
volume.
It's a pretty big ton, but they have a compactor. They compact stuff. Another area that we talked about. This is Sandy over there. She's the one that's in charge. We're having problems with the compactor up at the dump, up at the transfer station. They rent theirs for $250 a month. The company comes in, they're responsible for everything. $250 a month, that's $3,000 a year. Why I'm saying that is, we're right at the crossroads. If we wanted to move, this is the time before we go spend $20,000 to $30,000 for a new compactor. The company comes in and they haul it when it's full for $225 to take it up to Burke. Now, $225 might sound like a lot, maybe it doesn't, but we're not sending our guy, our equipment, our gas. They take it and they bring it up there. There's a tipping fee of $75 at Burke. Now, we've got a contract. I don't know, but, we're pretty much locked in, but we should have been looking at this earlier, I think. But the fees on the garbage, that $1 a bag, when others around us are up to $3 a bag
Or more.
or more, yeah.
Well, my concern is that I don't want to see a bunch of trash on the sides of the road because people don't want to pay $3 a bag to dump it.
I would feel comfortable with going with the $2 for a 30-gallon bag, but staying with a $5 for a 50-gallon bag, because I think we need to. People just grab a bag and slap a sticker on it for $1, and they don't really care. We heard the other day about how they bring in huge bags up there, and it's supposed to be a 30-gallon bag, and a lot of them aren't.
I don't know if I really like the idea, but I think that one price if we go from 1 to 2, and the 50 and the 30 are the same price. That takes the pressure off the guy at the transfer station of saying, hey, that's over 30 gallons, we gotta charge you 2. And, well, it's not 50, well, it's over 30. And another thing, we have it listed as a 30-gallon thing on the town. It's a 32-gallon bag, and you go buy them in the store, they're 32 gallons. So if we gotta reprint, let's correct
Yeah,
that.
the 30, 32, 33, 35.
Yeah.
I mean, they're all over the map, and it is literally impossible for your dump attendant to tell the difference between
Right.
a 30, 31, 32, and sometimes even a 35, because they don't get completely filled, or they're overfilled, one or the other.
Yep.
These stretchable bags can actually take more than 30 or 32, so it is dicey. I would also, I might just interject that if you're contemplating an increase to the actual bag fee in the meeting, to also table that so we could get some feedback. I have heard from a couple of different locations that would like to sell our tickets for us, and have heard that if the price were to go up, there might be a fee collected for the selling of our tickets. So I think all that needs to be explored before we actually take a jump. And I not that we would lose money, but it would have an impact to the overall revenue stream if we thought we were changing it to gain our position as far as money goes. We might actually want to be considering it might cost us 10% or something to that effect, because that's been talked about directly to me.
I think somebody has mentioned at 25 cents for
Yep.
each one they sell.
Yeah, and then it's then it becomes a auditing trail that we have to figure out.
I know we had many things on the agenda we wanted to talk about.
I know we got short on it, but I would really urge a tabling so we could get some more feedback.
That's what I was gonna say. Let's
Yeah.
table it, let's see what's going on.
Can we go ahead and pass the tire?
We
around?
go with the tires. We've already made a motion on that, so we're gonna have to vote on it. You don't have to vote for it, but we gotta vote.
Right. Just touching on this, I know we could put this to bed for another time. Under alternative recycling ideas, bottles and cans returnables are collected at their transfer station for a good cause returnable program, which is donated to local charities. Instead of
We're actually we have something similar going on right now, because there was a question about it, and there's and I'm blank now on where it's going, but any that are coming in now are being given to a charity. So.
And the Historical Society maintains a building at Baines,
Right.
and they collect a lot of cans and bottles there, and I think most people in
I
town
just drew a
know.
blank as I started to talk about it. I know Larry told me that it's going to some, and I don't think it's a historic society, but it's something of a charity.
When I talked to Larry last week, he thought the price over there in Belfast was $2.50. I thought it was $3, so that led me to Sandy. And at $3, they were getting it for a while too. What an operation they got. They have room, and you just drive in, you take care of your business. They have a scale which we don't have.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Bob has said that's the big thing to do on a lot of things. But I think we really should go over this again, so we don't have to go after it 2 or 3 years from now.
Some places, instead of selling the tickets, they sell the bags themselves.
Yes, they
That
do.
gives you a little more control.
Yeah. Yeah. There's- Okay, so we got a motion to,
We got a motion right now. The motion right now is to just go $2 on the tires, nothing else.
we're finishing up discussion. I would rather than play with it this week and play with it next week, not do anything.
Okay, motion been made and seconded to go from $1 to $2 just on tires. No more discussion? All those in favor?
Motion fails.
Motion fails.
You're open for another motion.
Yep.
Make a motion, we table this to investigate it further.
Yeah. Do I have a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded, table this. Indefinitely, or?
Until we can take a better look at it and then it goes back on the
Okay.
agenda.
Do we take a better look at this? Any discussion? All in favor? F, set the day for lemon leaf, free lemon leaf. Usually have one in the spring, one in the fall, if I recall.
Yeah, and it's time to schedule that. Probably early October.
The leaves don't come down until the first or
Yeah, I was
second
gonna
week of
say.
October. Probably be the third week of October.
Third or fourth week of October.
Yeah.
Fourth week they're covered with snow.
Could be.
Don't say that.
Well, that'll cover the leaves up there.
Well, don't worry about it.
I have
Actually-
a maple and an oak. The maple's early, the oak is late.
It might even be okay to do it in the first part of November.
So
Because
Sun-
I'm
so Sunday?
thinking in Halloween leaves are still falling.
Yeah,
First
So-
Sunday would be the 4th of November, which is daylight savings time change.
okay. Good enough.
November 4th.
November 4th.
And then we can get plenty of advertising on it.
Yep. I don't think we need to take a vote on that. This is just-
I think you probably ought to because it's an expenditure. We're actually
Yeah, okay.
not taking revenue, so it does probably demand a vote.
Make a motion that we set November 4th, 2018 as the free limb and leaf day.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept November 4th as free limb and leaf day at the transfer station. Any discussion? All those in favor? No 11th hour. We do have some correspondence.
A few items in correspondence included. First is the Department of Transportation. They're planning a paving project that goes resurfacing north of half a mile northeast of the Trundy Road and extending 4.3 miles towards Stockton. That's a warning for utilities. We don't. We have a utility in the area, but it's the sewer, and it's fairly new, and I believe most of it, except for crossing the road, is in the shoulder, so we're not really affected by it. Second item is from Stanley, our elevator company, making us aware that, as if we would be surprised, rates will go up next year. The annual historic preservation workshops, I included this in case any of the board members were to be interested. One workshop is expanding the vision of the Historic Preservation Commission, and the other is researching and writing grants to benefit community historic preservation. Both still ahead of us, but not by much. Actually, September, the first one's gone. The second one is the Historic Preservation Grant Writing. Next item, just for your information, is that proposal that was sent to us about the possibility of the shooting range. And I wanted to include it so you had it at least in your paperwork in case there was some interest in looking at it if a shooting range at the transfer station were privatized.
Ted, can we talk about that?
Sure.
If for some reason we start having problems up there, do we have a way to back out of that, put an end to it?
If you're signing a contract with a private entity, then you always have a clause in it that allows you to terminate it for whatever behavior you find it undesirable.
Yep. I got another thing about it that I don't know. I have to know a lot more about it, but one thing, they're having a little mischief up there now. And if we proceed with solar panels up there, what are we gonna do? Aim another way, or they start shooting them things, that's gonna cost money.
They would definitely have to be separated with a fence.
Yeah.
Now, would this affect our insurance rates?
Well, and that's where we're at. It's the exploration of what it would cost to insure a third party if like a club wanted to start or nonprofit organization. And we're in the process of that. But I thought it was important that you at least had that document that I mentioned in the workshop.
Because I'd want to know about insurance before we
That's
voted
our
on
next
it.
step.
Yeah.
The last item is the advertising that's gone out on channel 2 and 7 for free disposal of unused pesticides. Collections will occur in Presque Isle, Bangor, Augusta, and Portland. You must pre-register by October 5th, 2018, and drop-ins are not permitted. To register and learn important information about temporary storage and transportation of obsolete pesticides, you need to go to the BPC website at thinkfirstspraylast.org or call 207-287-2731. And if anyone needs, they can call and we'll get that to them. And that's all I have.
Item 12, treasurer's warrants. Do I hear a motion on those?
Treasurer, make a motion, we accept we sign the treasurer's warrants.
Second.
Motion made and seconded to approve the treasurer's warrants upon signature. Any discussion? All those in favor? James, your report.
Yeah, actually I have all of the reports. I'll go through mine very quickly. The Public Works crew built a new parking area behind the town garage. This is an area that will make it easier to stage equipment. With the equipment stage, it will make it easier to plow and operate this winter. The crew did some road patching and ditching in August. The cemetery crew has all gone back to school. They were all students. They continue to mow after school and on weekends as needed until the grass stops growing. Howard and Dan are doing well in wastewater. No significant news to report. The Carver Memorial Library is doing well. The library trustees identified a new director, and the selectmen confirmed the hiring of Sue McClintock. Sue comes with an impressive resume, and we look forward to working with her. The contractor for the front step project started in August, and we expect the project may actually be done soon. The ambulance responded to 43 calls for service in August. They had 1 inter-facility transfer and 5 mutual aid assists. Both ambulances are running well. The fire department responded to 13 calls for service and issued 35 burn permits. No truck or equipment issues to report. They are gearing up for the Fling into Fall festivities. Code enforcement, I have no significant news. Randy's doing a great job. The police department received 303 calls for service during the month of August. The chief reports that the 2013 Cruiser has front end issues. This vehicle is in excess of 120,000 miles and should be considered for replacement. Officer McCrillis started work at the school as the school resource officer. He's being well received, and Dan Owens has accepted the position of sergeant with the department, and this now brings the department back to full strength. Economic development, Dean has been busy beginning in August, then he did get away for vacation at the end of August and into September. He continues to work with the site developer looking for several potential businesses. He also continues to work with Wright Pierce Engineering on a downtown plan. He has also been able to make contact with MDOT and has an update for meetings on our downtown rebuild. No significant news from Town Hall, and comprehensive plans and shellfish committees met in August. That's it. And you do have all the reports this month.
Right. I hear a motion on accepting these reports.
So moved.
Second.
Motion been made and seconded to accept the town manager report and the department head reports. Any discussion?
I would like to say thank you, James, and thank you to all of the department heads for making this effort. It's very nice
Well,
to have a full report.
Most of them remember too, so I didn't have to crack the whip, so it was pretty good.
All those in favor of acceptance? Selectmen's report. Dick, you have anything?
Yeah, I am having trouble putting Radio Searsport out. Make a long story short, I had the computer person come in, and she's tried to figure it out, and the only thing she can figure out is I've got so many emails in there so many email addresses, it's created a problem now. For 15 years, I've been putting emails in. You call up, you want to receive it, you just send me an email, and they're in there. And I have a lot of emails. So I'm gonna be breaking it into 4 sections, and I'll be trying to clean them up. If you get an email from me, it will say, to the effect of, please respond to this email so I know you're still active and you're still 6 feet above ground, not 6 feet underground. You know, and I'll delete you if I don't get that response. So it's gonna get a little crazy, because when you type up Radio Searsport and I push the send button, you have created an error, and they do not tell me what the error is. They did not tell the computer person what the error was, so it's a pain in the neck. So
Can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
That instead of doing it all by these emails, that you put up a Facebook page and people follow that page, and that way they will be notified every time something's changed on that page.
He doesn't know how to do Facebook.
Oh,
Busted.
yeah, in a public meeting. Did you get that in a minute?
Was that open to public?
If you teach your grandfather, you want to teach me afterwards?
I figured by the 5th grade he'd be able to teach me. You know? he can maneuver around on it. Yeah, so I'm working on it.
Okay.
Tried to work a speaker this morning.
I'm done.
You're toast.
I'm good. Thank you.
Boy, I'm not saying a word now. I have nothing.
Oh, me neither.
Sorry.
Any call-in, James?
No.
Now take a motion to go from our regular agenda to executive session.
Make a motion. to
According
go.
to SA 1405, confidential general assistance matter and poverty abatement request.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded, go from our regular agenda to executive session. All those in favor? I'll now take a motion to go from executive session back to our regular agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to go from executive session back to our regular agenda. Any discussion? All those in favor? I'll now take a motion to go, motion on decision made executive.
I make a motion that on WP 1827 and WP 1828 that we table both of those, and on PA 1810 we abate the years 2014, 15, 16, and 17, and on PA 1811 we take no action.
That was supposed to
You deal with payment.
be. That was supposed to be.
That
No.
that doesn't need to be in it.
We check.
Okay, good.
So moved.
So moved.
Second? Okay. Okay, motion been made and seconded to take no action on WP 1827 and 1828. Abate PA 1810 for the years 14, 15, 16, and 17, and PA 1811 to take no action. Is there any discussion? Okay, now I'll call for vote. All those in favor?
4-0.
Take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
Motion made, seconded to adjourn. All those in favor?
Need 3.